Like, how much did you know about Canada before you came here?
It's really funny because like when we planned to move to came here, it was just to came meet the country like a couple months and then come back to Mexico, right? That was the plan at the first. So I was really 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 scared about passing the border. You know, people from Colombia, right? People from another countries, you speak Spanish, and for us cross a border is always a scare. For Mexicans, you know, Mexicans had this problem with the states all the time with the borders and stuff, right? So I was watching this show like 2 weeks before to came. This show it calls Border. Oh my god, I don't remember the name of the show, but it was a show showing the borders, how people cross the borders and how the police find wherever drugs or wherever. And I was like really paranoid about it because all my friends, it was like, oh man, probably they're gonna stop you at the border because you are Mexican. I used to wear dreadlocks, right? So I used to wear dreadlocks like to my back, really long dreadlocks, and I was like a hippie, right? When I came to here. So it was like, oh my God, I was really scared about the border. Once I stepped on in the border with the immigrant officer, he didn't look at me. He was like, welcome to Canada. And I was like, man, I was scared. I was like, oh no, this guy's gonna return me because I'm Mexican. I had dreadlocks. I'm not like a looking good person right now, so they're gonna say you cannot come to my country. Go. That wasn't happen. I mean, I arrived to Canada 6 minutes after that I arrived. I was in downtown, right? I was walking out of the airport. So that's some things that happen when you're not familiar with traveling, right? And everything was different for me. Everything. When you go outside of the airport, oh my God, to see people from another countries, not just people from Canada, from another countries, it's like, oh my God, what happened here? And when you don't speak English, it was most difficult because there wasn't too many Mexicans at that time. When I came 6 years ago, right? So it was really another world. It was another thing. It was like, what's going on here? And first of all, it was fun because I was here to travel. I traveled to Nova Scotia to my brother-in-law is from Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia. So we traveled there 20 days, good vacations. I love Halifax. I love that side of the country. It's beautiful. And it was fun because we were traveling, right? Even if I didn't speak English, we were traveling. We met people. Like, I didn't understand anything what the people saying to me, but they were happy because I was Mexican. And it was like, you're Mexican. Yes, I'm Mexican. Oh, bravo. Gracias. And they start to, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, just talking to me in Spanish, some Spanish words. And they were really, I was like a weird person over there when I traveled to Nova Scotia because there is just white people over there. There is no people from, but I mean, at that time, right? So I was like, the Mexican is coming. He's Mexican. Oh my God. Oh, you are from Mexico. The aunt from my brother-in-law, he was like, oh my God, you're Mexican. Beautiful. Yeah, make some quesadillas and blah, 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 tacos, blah, blah. You know, and it was funny. But when I came back to vacations to Toronto, and I need to make a plan to live here, right? That was the hard part because my girlfriend was really happy here. We spent 3 months and she was like, I don't want to come back to Mexico. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, I like the country, but I don't have a job here. I don't have the language here. How am I supposed to make money here? I don't have anything. I don't have a work permit. I don't have anything. And she was like, yes, but we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna fix all this, the paper stuff, and blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, but then what? How I'm gonna find a job? How I'm gonna live? How we gonna make friends? I don't have friends here. I don't have anybody here, right? I mean, my girlfriend, her family, and all that stuff, and I love them, but I was like really depressing. I was like, man, I don't even know how to say, can I get a double, please? That was the first phrase that I learned at that time.
That's very
Can I
Canadian.
get a double? Yeah, that was yeah. and also there is people from another countries in the Tim Hortons. So my English was bad, their English was bad, so all the English was bad. It was like, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, double, take it. And then everything was so fast, man. I did my first company over here about video. I used to make videos for restaurants, bars, and like publicity, like marketing, right? And the first year was really good. I was making commercials for like a 3 or 4 restaurants, Mexicans for sure, because I didn't speak English in that time, so just Mexicans restaurants, and it was very good. And then, you know, like the pandemic came, man. That was a tough one. If people from Latin America lives at that time here and they are watching us, they will understand what I'm saying. When, as an immigrant, passing the pandemic in Canada was the most tough time in my life, man. Really, really, really tough, man. Because when you don't have like your status in a good way, in a good shape, in that moment, you are fucked. Sorry, man. Sorry if I say.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Sorry, man.
You can say whatever. It's okay.
Yeah, but you're fucked, man, because the government help a lot of people, but for you, nothing. So you have to see how you wanna live, how you're gonna pay your rent, how you're gonna do wherever you need to do, man. That was a very sad part of my life in Canada, because I remember my girlfriend and I going to the food banks to ask for some food, and then with $20, because I lost my job, I didn't work like two months, because it was really hard to find a job in that time, and no government money nor anything.
Because you need to work for 6 weeks or something like that at a full-time job to get employment insurance, which would get you the monthly checks if you lose your job, right?
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is I wasn't like in a good shape with my documents in that time, if you know what I mean, right? Yeah. You know, or a lot of people that came from Mexico, from Latin America, they came as a tourist, and then with the time they looking for the papers, for the resident, for the work permit and stuff. I wasn't that part. My plan was grow my company, get a work permit for my company, and then, you know, like get everything on shape. But when this happened, I lost everything. We lost, my girlfriend and I. So her family, obviously, it was like very supportive with us, but you cannot ask all the time for helping, not even your family, right? You have to looking for your money to eat, to live, right? Like that, those 2 months was really difficult. With $20, we eat the whole week with $20. Like, wow. we bought rice, beans, and eggs. My girlfriend is vegan, so it was worse for her. So 1 week, that was the week that I connect with my girlfriend like really, really good. Because when you are with a person in this kind of situation, and the person is supported to you and you supported to her, you know that's your couple. That's the person where you want to live your whole life. And that happened to me, and that happened to us, and it was difficult, but everything changed. I found a job. I started to work, and then all things change. I started to work in construction, and that was the time that I was talking before. That was the time that I realized that not even Canadians have privilege, nor any people in this country have privileges. I worked with people from the whole world, Canadians, people from the Middle East, with Mexicans, with Colombians as well, with Philippines as well, with people from the whole world. And in that time, when was I said, okay, Eric, the worst happened already, the pandemic stuff. So now it's time to see what's the plan. How are you gonna grow in another country if you try to get better? How that is gonna happen? I don't know. I just say in my head, it's time. It's time to work harder. If a Canadian wake up at 5 a.m., I'm gonna wake up 4:30 a.m. If the Canadian go home at 3 p.m., I'm gonna go 6 p.m. And every day of my life since I came here, I work every time. I'm the first to arrive to the job with one of my coworkers, and I finish to work 8, 9, 10 p.m. every day. And then I came to record my podcast. I editing my podcast. I'm busy all the time because that's the only way, I think, that's the only way that you can grow up and you can make something in your life, right? Probably I'm not going to be the richest one. I'm not going to have like a big luxury house or anything like that. But I'm going to be happy to have the knowledge, to have the people, to get this kind of situations that I never expect this invitation, to be honest, man. And I was like, a guy from Canada is inviting me to a podcast in English. Oh my God, that's really random, right? But that's the life. This is the life, man. Like something random happened and you have to go there and attack it, right? You have to eating that time and see. I don't know what's gonna happen after this podcast. You know, probably we can record another one when I go to Vancouver. I don't know. I mean,
Sure.
We don't know what's gonna happen, and for me, that's kind of every day. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen in 2 months, in 1 year, and 2 years. You just need to be focused and keep going. That's the mentality of an immigrant that came to Canada and see all the hard work that people do every day, because that's a truth. In Canada, people work as fuck, man. People work a lot over here, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a high cost of living, I guess, that leads to people working a lot. But I don't know, like, you talked about how there are no privileged people, or maybe Canadians aren't as privileged as it seems like, because, you know, we have to work like anybody else. And that's true. That part I totally agree with, that no matter where you are in the world, you got to work for your money, right? That's kind of how our system works, right? You work, yes, you get paid, and you live your life. And so you need that work part, but there are countries where you could work the same hours that you're working now and not get the same returns on it. And whether those returns are like the amount of money that you're earning or just the environment that you're living in, right? Like, because you get benefits from living in one country versus another country. So one of the benefits in Canada is like healthcare. So you work long hours, you work really hard, but then through that you also get healthcare. You also get, I'm sure you have employment insurance now. You'll get a pension when you turn whatever it is, 63 or something. And so like that is the privilege part, because you could go to Colombia and work those same hours. You're not getting free healthcare, right? You're not getting a pension at the end, probably depending on the job that you worked, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
You're not getting paid as much. And yeah, it's cheaper, but your wage is going to be way lower. And so it's like the return on investment is higher in Canada. I think that's what privilege means.
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, obviously, because if you work the same hours in Mexico, you're not gonna get paid the same as here, right? That's impossible. It's not even close. I mean, when I used to, I used to. They used to pay me like the minimum when I came, like 14 something. And that time, I don't know. With 1 month, it's not even close to when I used to want with 3 months in Mexico. And I had a very good job in Mexico. It was like, no, it's not, there is no comparison. You cannot compare the money. But the privilege are that, you're right. I mean, in Mexico, you can get the healthcare and you can get all that, but it's difficult. It's 123 million people in Mexico. So you can imagine how the healthcare works over there. It's like a mess. You prefer to go to a private doctor. It's better in you don't waste too much time. You're gonna pay for that, yeah, but you prefer to pay a doctor instead to go to the government healthcare in Mexico, because it's too many people, it's too many process. And to be honest, I never been in a healthcare government in Mexico. I used to pay like the private doctors because it's not cheaper, but this you don't waste too much time looking for that. In Canada, I mean, I can say Canada has that, right? The healthcare and everything.